Shop the Sherwin-Williams Winter Sale and get 30% off paints and stains January 9th through the 19th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Welcome to the Backpacking and Blisters podcast, brought to you by the ULTRALIGHT quilt, trusted by the best backpackers in the world. Enlighten Equipment, lighten your load at enlightenequipment.com. With me today is a man who was a bedwetter until age 32, Jesse Manti. How you doing?
I am doing well, man. You're like spilling all the secrets on everything for everyone. With me today is a man who is the fanciest, not when it comes to backpacking, but when it comes to wearing backpacks in grocery stores. Carl Mandrioli.
Yes, I'll take that.
No one is fancier
Take it.
and foolish, but I mean fancy.
Well, and speaking of fancy, we're hitting fancy, we're hitting ultralight, and we're hitting budget. The Backpacking Gear Awards for all of those things with the backpacking gear expert, Justin Outdoors. Are you excited?
The pro, the one and the only. He is amazing. I mean, the guy got so much like spreadsheets upon spreadsheets upon spreadsheets for everything. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's got this podcast graded on a spreadsheet somewhere.
He probably does, based on all the shows he's been on for sure. So we got that coming up here in a couple minutes. If you could give an award for like the best something that you use, what would it be?
It would be the best cheese.
Yes.
The best cheese. I am a cheeseaholic, cheese fanatic, cheese.
Okay. So what is it? What's the best cheese?
Oh, my favorite cheese is orange Leicester. I love a good orange. It's basically like a fancy orange cheddar, but I love it.
Okay. But orange isn't the like actual color of cheese, right?
No, it's not. It's dyed. It's actually red. I said orange. It's red Leicester. Red Leicester. I just can't believe I said that. I feel foolish. Red Leicester, and it is orange.
Okay, I don't even know that cheese, so I'm going to trust that I don't know if it's a Canadian cheese or if it's just like beyond my level of fanciness.
British cheese, so no, it's just good cheese.
All right.
Yeah. What about you? What's your favorite cheese?
What's my favorite cheese?
Yeah.
Tillamook.
What?
I don't think we have the same cheese options. Timbuktu, yeah. No, it's just made in Oregon, so that's mine, but I don't spend a lot of time in the cheese section at the grocery store. I'm not
my favorite
perusing,
section.
not sampling.
What award would you give out if you had to give out an award?
You know what? I got a pretty awesome spatula I'm using these days. So yeah, it works with the cast iron and works with pancakes and with eggs. So there you go. It's just like a dollar store spatula.
Budget spatulas.
Budget spatula.
Whole new YouTube channel. You need to spin that off.
That's right. We'll have the link in the show description.
There you go.
All right, about the rest of the episode. 1 Peter 3:3. Do not let your adorning be external, the braiding of hair and the putting on of gold jewelry or the clothing you wear. So what's the fanciest thing you own besides the cheese you buy?
Honestly, the fanciest thing I own is like, I don't know, probably like my laptop. Is that fancy? Is that allowed to be fancy?
Yeah, that's probably my answer too, to be honest.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Okay.
I know, all right. Not super fancy.
Somebody breaks into your house, that's what they're going for.
What I want to know is, have you ever braided your hair, Carl? That's what I want to know.
I don't think I have that kind of hair to be able to do, Jesse. If you're trying to point that out, I don't really appreciate that. So anyway, all right. So we got fancy things, we got budget things, we got ultralight things with Justin Outdoors coming up right now. With us today is the #1 most trusted gear reviewer in North America, maybe the world, Justin Outdoors. How's it going today, my friend?
Pretty good. I'd like to hope the world. I don't know. There's many people in like Europe and
middle of Asia. They love you there. That's what I hear. Yeah.
South Africa. Right. Okay. Well, I don't know what feedback you get from Australia and places like that. I got no idea.
Surprisingly, a large number of people in Australia watch my channel, more than I would have thought.
Most of England is banned from his channel, though, unfortunately.
They are. They're mean. They're too mean. They're the meanest commenters. But I think it's like...
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Yeah, it's just, the dryness doesn't really come through in a YouTube comment, though. So I read it, I'm like, that really hurt.
Wait,
Blocked.
I watched the Great British Baking Show, and everybody's friendly on that show.
Oh, huh. Must just be
So I
outdoor YouTube
But
comments.
not in the backpacking niche. So you have stepped out of the line of just being a content creator to actually being a producer of gear. You've come out with the Pika lid. How is that going, Justin? Is there anything you want to update that? I tried to buy one recently and I couldn't get my hands on it. What's going on?
Yeah. So we ran into some manufacturing issues. Basically, the manufacturer that we initially went with couldn't handle the production.
Wow.
And then started dropping the ball. So we switched manufacturers, and whenever you do that, there's always a delay between when you put in the order and when you get the order. So we use that opportunity to revamp the lid a little bit as well. So there's some updates to make it a little bit more easy to use, because there's some complaints by some people that's hard to get off the pot sometimes. So that's been addressed a little bit. It's a little bit lighter now, and it's going to be coming in more colors. And
So Pika version 2 already.
yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
You heard it here first. Well, maybe not first, but you heard it here,
No, you
people.
did. Yeah, you did hear it.
Oh,
here
there you
first.
go. Okay.
World exclusive.
World exclusive.
Yeah, keep us posted. Happy to pump that out. I actually, on our most recent Patreon trip to the Timberline Trail, we had one of the guys just already had one. He had already bought in one of the version 1s and was using it. And he's like, check out how amazing this is. And then he put his spoon through and he's like, I can pick up this without burning my hands. And yeah, so people are fired up about it, man.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Hopefully no one burns themselves. I've had a couple of people call me and be like, hey, have you thought about the liability of someone like using the spoon and holding it above their baby and shaking it or something like that? And I was like, oh, hopefully people aren't doing that.
Oh my goodness.
That was a real question. That was a real question.
It's more of a comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you considered the liability of when you have a hot pot, somebody could get burned?
Yeah.
I just love, my favorite part about this is that you're mentioning this on a podcast.
I know.
To a bunch of Americans, to the most legit,
I don't
litigious
live in the US.
country in the world.
Dang litigious Americans, yeah. You have to sign a waiver now to buy the Pika lid, right?
Buy a Pika.
So we did add a little bit of a use at your own risk thing
Oh my
to
gosh,
the
that's so
packaging.
funny.
Well, it was on my Christmas wish list, and unfortunately will have to be on my January wish list.
Yeah, which is still a good list to have. So just keep that in mind. All right, I got a question that's completely unrelated. This is just something that popped up. I want to say it was like last summer where I was on your channel. I was poking around. You're like, the most comfiest sleeping pad was like an episode or something like that, or a video. And then it was like the top sleeping pads for 2025. Like, anyway, so I actually like counted, and you had, in a span of like 6 weeks, 4 of them heavily featured sleeping pads. What's going on with that? Like, do you just love the sleeping pad?
Kind of. They are one of my favorite pieces of gear to test and deep dive. Partly because I think they're one of the most important things for someone to enjoy a trip. But like,
Oh yeah,
so many people out there get bad sleeps, and a big part of that is the sleeping pad. Pillow, underrated as far as its impact on your sleep, but the sleeping pad for sure.
right.
And we've seen so much like evolution in sleeping pads. Every year, the technology is getting pushed, whereas other products like bags and tents, there's not as much innovation happening, so it's not as exciting to test those out. Whereas now we have companies that are like, here's my $80 sleeping pad that has an R value of 14 and only weighs 500 grams,
Right.
or like 13 ounces or something. So it's
So are you noticing people are liking that? Like, you're getting a lot of hits on sleeping pad videos specifically?
yeah. I think people are curious to how these sleeping pads are actually performing, because that's been an issue that I've been seeing. Is there's all these claims of, hey, we're using this new technology and we're having this super warm, comfortable, light sleeping pad, but then it's missing one of those marks. And a lot of the time it's the warmth. They're just not living up to their R value just because of issues with the ASTM testing standard. And I'm hoping to make a dedicated video about that, because there's a lot of weeds that you have to kind of wade into in order to figure that out. But
I guess I'm just trying to like do some research here. Should I just make an episode just called like sleeping pads, like all caps, 5 exclamation points, and like expect that people are going to be.
He's
like, all in
mostly
on
actually wondering if he should make 6 or 7 podcast
Right.
episodes
In
about
a
each
row.
sleeping
In a
pad.
row.
at least.
That's kind of what this episode is about, because we kind of strung together 3 really popular videos you put out recently. You had some backpacking gear awards, and so I'm just kind of combining all of them to get the best of the best here. So we want to know Justin Outdoors backpacking gear awards for the categories of ultralight, budget, and then fancy, which was your terminology here, which we'll get to in a moment. Jesse, which one are you going to talk about first?
First one is ultralight. Everyone wants to know, you've got so much experience with ultralight gear. What are the top 2 ultralight pieces of gear that you would recommend on your list?
Well, they're not sleeping pads.
Oh,
surprisingly.
They're pillows. They're pillows, everyone.
One of them's a pillow. This is probably my second most favorite, but it's the Big Sky Dream Nation ultralight pillow. It's 50 grams. It has a pad strap, fairly comfortable. It's nice and high, so you can, like, if you're a side sleeper with broader shoulders, you can get up off the pad and not have your neck kinked. And for its weight, it's just kind of crazy. And it makes it so there's not really a reason not to bring a pillow when your pillow weighs, I don't know how much the Snicker bars weigh. That's the unit of measurement in the US, right?
Snickers energy bars you're talking about?
Gotta be like 180 grams. It's pretty close. Pretty close.
I don't know how much a Snickers bar weighs. It's like 240 calories. I get that. Does that count for
Well,
anything?
that's because it's a nutrition bar, right?
That's right. A health bar.
Candy. It's candy, folks.
That's a really funny comparison. So, okay, Jesse, I'm curious. Do you use the pad strap, Jesse?
On my pillow, yeah.
Do you? Okay, am I the only person that doesn't use that?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Game changer.
I'm always like moving around and shifting the pillow around, and I don't ever use the pad strap.
That's why you need a pillow. So you move your pillow on purpose when you sleep? You don't want it in the same place?
I'm not like moving it like going to the other end of the sleeping pad, not like completely shifting my body around. I'm just like sliding around a little bit.
You want the flexibility. See, the only thing I hate is when you have a curved sleeping pad and that pad strap just winches its way up and then slides off. That's the most annoying thing. But I want my pillow in one place.
Pillow's an underrated piece of gear. We talk about it a fair bit on the show, but that's a good one. Okay, so ultralight pillow. And by the way, we're going to have links in our show description for a lot of the things that Justin mentions. All right, what's the next one?
The number one is something that has kind of creeped into my life more and more as far as like one of my all-time favorite pieces of gear. It's the Durston.
A creepy ultralight piece of gear.
Yeah. It's a Durston Wapta 30 pack without the hip belt. So without the hip belt and some of the straps kind of removed, it weighs 381 grams, like 12 ounces.
Okay.
So what?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were all in on the Arc Hall.
So the Arc Hall, like, it has a frame, it has a hip belt. Like, if I'm ultralight, like, I don't need all that. Like, I think, like, I've carried 30 pounds in the Wapta 30 no problem for a 4-day trip with a chair, comfy sleeping pad. So it can handle a lot more than you'd think for what it is. And then what I love about it is that it has really good accessibility to items. So if you don't have a hip belt, it's nice to have the shoulder strap pockets, really easy to reach side pockets, a bottom pocket. Just having that accessibility as you're on the go is really nice. And that just carries weight surprisingly well.
Really well designed, featured rich.
Yeah.
And Canadian, everyone.
Okay.
Do they kindly charge you for the extra pockets like Z-Packs does?
No.
Okay.
Actually, so you can buy it with a hip belt, and then they recently just changed it so that you can buy it without a hip belt, and they reduce the price.
Okay.
So they kind of do the opposite of what a lot of companies do. Say, here's our price with the hip belt, but we'll actually take money off if you don't want the hip belt.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Whew. All right. I got to be honest. I feel a little bit betrayed on this one because I bought the Arc Hall earlier this year, actually last year, based on your recommendation that it was the single best pack, I think you said ever in the world in the history of mankind. And I bought it, and then now you're saying it's not the best one.
No, we're talking about, you're asking very specifically about ultralight.
Yeah, but I would consider the Arc Hall ultralight, though. You're like, yeah, I don't need all that. It's stinking lightweight still.
Its weight is ultralight, but it's not an ultralight focused pack, I don't think. Like,
What?
because it has higher volume, has a hip belt, frame, load lifters, it's made to be able to carry 40 plus pounds.
I'm sensing some tension here. You guys might need to see a therapist after this podcast. I could help you guys through this.
Okay, where's that block button?
All right, I'm actually really happy with the purchase, and I think it was a really good suggestion. So I'm just giving you a hard time, but it surprised me. I guess our definitions of ultralight might be different then. So I feel like under whatever a couple pounds per pack would fit the ultralight category, and as a result, I had, by American weight standards, like my pack was under 15 pounds total weight, food, water, everything, and I felt like that was ultralight. Maybe I'm wrong.
So you could have gotten away with an even lighter pack than the Arc Hall. But like you said, the Arc Hall is a great, like, do it all pack. Like, if you need one pack to get you through the majority of conditions, whether you're going on a more ultralight focused trip, or you're maybe carrying some heavier stuff, that's when the Arc Haul is going to be like the one pack to do it all. Whereas,
Gotcha.
yeah, like the Wapta is not going to be that pack for most people. You're going to start,
Okay.
it's going to start not doing so well at heavier weights.
It's like he's talking about the
All right.
ultralight and then the
super
ultra
ultralight.
light. And so the WAP does good for the super ultralight.
Yeah.
That's super focused niche. Yeah. New goals for you, Carl. You can get there. Well, yeah, moving on. So budget. Number 2. What is your top 2 budget items that you would have on your list?
So with this, I had a dilemma about it, because the items that are my 2 favorite budget items are not like the cheapest in the category. What my criteria for it was, what really impressed me about these 2 items is that they are the best in the category, in my opinion, but also less expensive than a lot of other options out there, which for me is like,
and I think that's what we want. It's not like, hey, what's the cheapest piece of gear you can get? Because that's probably not very good quality.
Right.
It's what's the best piece of gear that's also affordable.
Like you can get a trowel, a plastic trowel for $3 at REI or Mech, but
yeah, but it's garbage.
Yeah, but it might snap.
For those of us that bring trowels, yes.
You could get a pine cone for free.
And it does double duty as wiping too.
Sorry, Derek, where are you? Anyways, 2 budget items.
First one, trowel, the Bogler trowel. It's in my opinion the best trowel because it's light, has straight edges for cutting through roots, good ergonomics, so you don't hurt your hand when you're actually pushing into hard soil. Little nubbin on top, so you can really like push it into clay and hard soils.
Love the nubbin.
Yep. and then it's pretty inexpensive. It's $18, so it's less expensive than a lot of the other options out there, like the Vargo Dig. The what's that other one? The Deuce of Spades. That one's over $20.
Yep.
And then I think recently the price went up on the Bogler trowel, but at a point there before tariffs and all that, they actually decreased the price because they found manufacturing efficiencies. And that just kind of impressed me. It's like they're not looking to become millionaires off this trowel. They're just like, I just want good trowels out there, and I think that's pretty cool.
Jesse, got any questions on the trowel? Because I'm not a trowel user.
A trowel's a trowel, and it's a cheap trowel, and it's got a nubbin on top. Like, what can you complain about?
Okay. All right, Justin, what's your next budget gear?
The other one's a headlamp. Again, not something that like everyone uses all the time, especially in the middle of summer when you're maybe going to bed before it's dark and waking up after it's light. But the Nightcore NU20 Classic is super lightweight, and then it's only $25. So there's cheaper headlamps out there that are like you get $5-10 on Amazon. This one has kind of good brightness, good weight, red light, all the things that you'd kind of want in a not trowel, headlamp.
I really like those LED lights on my trowel.
Maybe
that's the next level.
That little on the nubbin. Yes. Add a light on the nubbin.
That's the next gear Justin's going to be releasing. So stay tuned.
The Pika trowel with an LED light.
Yeah. The harder you saw, the brighter it gets.
There you go.
That's hilarious. I don't know. To be honest, like not bringing a headlamp is one of my controversial ultralight strategies because I already have a light on my phone, and so if I need to go to the bathroom like in the middle of the night, like that's sufficient. To be honest, if I had the light on the trowel and I had a trowel, that'd be sufficient too, probably. But I've tried. I'm like, I'm not even using my headlamp that much. I'm not like poking around camp after dark, especially in the summertime. Maybe in the wintertime I would,
true.
but I do. So I'll periodically bring it, but I don't bring it every single time.
Yeah, I think most people bring it.
Oh yeah.
But if you are going ultralight, I think it's an easy thing to leave at home in the summertime.
Okay. You heard it from Justin because I think most people disagree with me on that one. So
it's kind of like I think people who disagree say it's like a survival issue. It's a part of their emergency kit. If something happens and it's late at night, they need something. But like you said, you have your phone. There's other ways of getting light
for sure. Okay, so now we got the fancy gear, and what's your definition of fancy?
When I started determining what fancy gear is and how it differentiates from like comfort gear, I think there's an element of like unnecessariness. What I don't know. My daughter's had gastro for the last 2 weeks. I'm running on low sleep.
You got it. We got you.
The element of lack of necessity, like you don't need to have this item, even if you are looking to maximize comfort, but it just like takes it to that next level. Just that extra little bit of fanciness.
It's a real want, not just not a need. It
goes well beyond like need. Yeah.
Okay. When I looked it up, it usually is like
Reasonable.
shiny too. Something fancy is shiny.
Yeah, I did
Or-
have a couple shiny items in my
You did,
fancy
yeah.
gear list. I was just like, oh, this is shiny. So I bounced around on the definition. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Okay.
what are your top 2 fancy items that you'd bring or have on your list?
So I think the first one has to be related to the sleep system because that's where I find I get most of my comfort. And there's some comfortable sleeping pads out there that have a nice balance of weight and warmth and everything. But then you get like the fancy items. And I think the pinnacle of that right now is the Xped Megamat Ultra or the Neoloft. They're both kind of thick pads, stretchy cotton material, like super cushy. And then pair that with the ZenBivy
Right.
zip bed, which has like this super soft material, extremely cozy to lay. I kind of came across this sleep system when I was trying to figure out what the best system was for my wife when we were going camping this summer, because she's been comfortable, but I'm like, how can I make her more comfortable on trail?
Right. That's a good husband right there.
Yeah.
Mm.
And this is what I came up with. And she slept in. She's like, this is insane. This is like we have a pretty comfy bed at home. And she's like, this is almost as comfortable.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so is
Wow.
the Xped is it the Megamat? I think it's called
Megamat Ultra.
Megamat Ultra. Is that better than the Neoloft?
I think it depends on the person. So this was I bounce around on it. For me, the Megamat Ultra is more comfortable just because it's a bit more supportive. You don't sink into it
Right.
quite as much. Whereas I know some people think the Neoloft is more comfortable. Like my dad thinks the Neoloft is more comfortable than the Megamat Ultra.
The Megamat Ultra is a little bit heavier, isn't it?
They're about the same weight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, about just over 800 grams for both of them.
Which is really heavy for a sleeping pad, but also very luxurious and fancy. So that
Yeah, it's fancy.
that makes sense. Okay, yeah. When I saw you rolling around in the ZenBivy, I mean, it really did look like you know, like you had like a kind of a home quilt. You're just kind of rolling around and it's just like endless, I don't know, space and warmth. And yeah, it's pretty impressive.
The mattress looks like a mattress too. It's like all
Right.
laying on the ground there, and you're like, that looks like a bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. It's what I'm going to use for car camping now too, because it's a lot more compact than like the other car camping stuff that I was using, and
Right,
just
right.
as comfortable. So now I'm like, well, now I don't need to fill up the trunk, the seat next to baby Josie, the roof box. I can just kind of like maybe have everything in like 2 bins that are more
Yeah.
compact.
Okay.
Should be great.
The,
Yeah, that
the
would
pad
be
does
great.
look so thick that it looks like when it's fully inflated, you need 2 people to move it in and out of a tent. So I don't know if that's true. That's just what it looks like.
I want you to go backpacking with it strapped to your backpack, inflated, so it just looks really heavy, like you're just carrying this mattress through the woods. But it's not that bad.
That'd be a good thumbnail.
It's a really easy way to do
Yeah.
some pack rafting too. So you get the nice
There
stuff.
you
but just kind of dive in on your back. So there you go. So we're just scratching the surface here. Justin's got 3 videos about this. So if you want to know what else he says, like I've shared before that I just shared in this episode that I buy stuff based on what Justin says. He is the gear expert apparently for the world. So check out the rest of his top items for ultralight, budget, and fancy. All right, so I got another question for you, because when we talk gear on our episode, we get a lot of pushback, especially if we say gear is bad or if it's a ripoff or something strong like that. So is there a certain piece of gear that you've gotten like the most pushback on?
Most ever. I have trouble thinking about what that might be. Maybe the Trekology pillow, just because it doesn't have the best track record from a durability perspective. I'm pretty sure you've pushed back on me about that one.
100%. Yep. But I got a follow up to that, so don't worry.
Okay,
I got you.
So I think the Trekology, even though like people that I know who have had failures, they've had them replaced, and like it kind of just luck of the draw, and you just hope for the best. And when you get a good one, it'll last years.
Right.
But recently, I have had one that I've had a lot of pushback just based on, I think, a misunderstanding around this product, and it's the Primus Ulti stove. It's a winter stove that's the first and currently only radiant burner remote canister stove. And
Okay.
I got a lot of comments being like, well, they just copied the MSR reactor stove, and
Right.
like there's nothing innovative about it. But I think people fail to understand how stoves work in wintertime and how you have to have like a preheating tube in order to heat up the liquid fuel at cold temperatures. And that's what
Right.
makes it different than the reactor. The reactor, it just won't work at minus 20 unless you
Right.
are heating up the canister.
It looks so similar in like from a first glance. You see it and you're like, stove is a stove. They just copied it. But yeah, it's those finer details that really do set the two apart.
Yeah. And I've had the MSR people explain to me how their stuff works, and I still don't get it. So I'm going to leave that to you guys. But yeah, with the Trekology pillow, you also recommended like the camp pillow, I think it's what it's called, which is like an oversized, massive pillow, borderline the size of your pillow you'd have at home. And that one I bought based on your recommendation, and that one is awesome. That's like my favorite pillow ever. And so even if I'm going on an ultralight trip, like I'll splurge with the weight on that, and people are like, "Whoa, what's that thing?" So, and I haven't had any issues with that, just so you know.
You can take that one pack rafting on a river too. That's a big pillow.
Just sit on it.
It's pretty big. Yeah. I will say, I don't know if you ever talked about this company on your channel, but the one that we get the most pushback about is Western Mountaineering. If I ever say anything bad about Western Mountaineering, you shouldn't buy one if you're, like a summer backpacker. You don't need to buy a $1,000 sleeping bag. People are like, how dare you? And they get really fired up about it. They're like, you don't understand the manufacturing process. We went and enslaved Oompa Loompas to thread together the bag one thread at a time. I'm like, I don't care. Like, you don't need a $1,000 bag for summer. So have you ever talked about that company?
I haven't. But I get it. Like, there's so much bias. The more money, like there's psychological studies that have been done about the more money you spend on a product, the more like you are to give it a positive review.
Yeah, they justify it. Yeah.
And when you get into Western Mountaineering, Hilleberg tents, those kind of things, like people are like, well, I spent $2,000. Like,
it's got to be good.
I can't be an idiot. So it must just be a good product.
And if you say it's not, you're calling me an idiot.
Exactly. That's the psychology about it.
Yeah. Okay. I want to know how many Oompa Loompas you've enslaved to make the Pika lids. That's what I want to know, Justin.
583.
Oh, there you go.
We're hoping they start breeding soon so we get more.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
More production on the Pika lids.
That's hilarious. All right. I'm a little nervous for this next part of the conversation because we've got the lightning round coming up, and I've never done one with Jesse. And the last time I did one with Derek, he just started throwing out like trivia questions, and it was just like highly inappropriate for what the lightning round was. But anyway, this lightning round is brought to you by Magnet Designs, the American-made brand that is tested by a legit thru hiker. Check out the Monarch Sun hoodie with interior thumb holes and a better hood that all comes with UPF 50 protection by Googling Magnet Designs. Justin, are you ready?
I hope so. Yeah,
Jesse, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so you've got 1 minute to answer as many questions as you can. The timer starts after I ask the first question. So here we go. What's better, backpacking with a group or going solo?
Solo.
What is your favorite hockey team?
Ottawa Senators.
A trail snack unique to Canada.
Cheesies.
Best Canadian trail?
GDT.
The heaviest pack you've ever carried.
65 pounds.
Best beaver tail topping?
Chocolate.
Your least favorite food.
Raw onions.
What is the best berry on trail?
Gooseberry.
Your biggest outdoor fear.
Bears.
The hardest trail you've ever done?
GDT.
Short trail?
Northover Ridge.
Worst backpacking mistake.
Forgetting my spoon.
A gear company that's disrespected you.
Tarp tent.
And time. All right. I added some time on because of the clunkiness, which is my fault. You answered way faster and way better than anticipated, so well done. Jesse, how many did you get there? How many questions did you ask?
I asked 5 in the end, I think. How many did you ask?
I got 7, so you got 12, Justin. That's
tied.
That's one of the best ever.
No.
Wow.
And just to clarify on tarp tent, I would say disrespect. I'd say
no. He said disrespect tarp tent. That's what he said.
The category.
So we want to hear your feedback. We're gonna couple counseling this up between you two for the people.
Henry over at tarp tent is just very direct, and I think sometimes that comes across like I've heard him been called grumpy. But I think that's just him being direct, and I'm sensitive, right? Like we know based on the comments. So
all of England's been banned from his and tarp tent apparently.
If that's the worst you've gotten, that's pretty dang good. Like we get, I don't know what, maybe disrespect is a strong word, but yeah, we get companies that just like suddenly disappear where we're having conversations and they're like, we're gonna ghost you now.
Oh yeah, I get that all the time. Yeah.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
And so you don't feel disrespected when they ghost you, you're saying?
No, I feel a little sad sometimes, but
He's just saying that Tarp Tent has done him dirtier than just ghosting him.
No, they've been great about communication. It's awesome. Yeah, I talk to them.
He's just direct.
What's funny is that like I look at your answers and then I'll kind of like pick a couple to discuss, but you were like way ahead of the game. You're like, no, I got to talk about this one right now before you start asking about that.
You had to do damage control.
Right.
Well, I like Tarp Tent, so I don't want them to be like, Justin hates us.
Carl asked me, what was the question? What is the brand you used to trust, but you don't trust anymore?
Teton.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, well, it's not that I don't trust them. It's just that my view of them has changed. And so sometimes the thing that comes to your head in the moment has to have some explanation. Those are good questions though, Carl. We should ask more of those.
You did. And Jesse did really good. Like yours were perfect. Like you hit the lightning round perfectly. So well done. I just didn't do a good job. I didn't think Justin was going to answer that many questions and so fast. He's like, how can I answer these questions not only fast but shortest possible answer? Like not the Great Divide Trail, GDT.
Yeah, you didn't even think about it. I was like expecting like that moment of thought, hesitation, and then share something, and you're just like done. And I was like, I have to ask a question again.
Right. I anticipate this. My strategy was I anticipate the question based on the first 3 words. Develop multiple answers based on where that may go, and then pick the one that was best suited for the actual final question.
Makes a spreadsheet instantaneously, reviews the spreadsheet, and gives out the answer. He basically is a walking, talking algorithm, everyone.
Okay. What can we look forward to coming up on your YouTube channel? What you got coming out?
January, February is when I do a lot of my spring gear testing. So that's what's going to be starting right after the holidays. Is I'll be out testing like the new Nemo Eclipse sleeping pad that I think a lot of people are really stoked about. Big Agnes's new tents, they came out like ultralight tents that I'm curious about. We'll see how they do. And then Mountain Hardware has recently come out with an ultralight pack made out of Alula fabric, which could be I think it's like $600 and something, which is kind of nuts for Mountain Hardware, but a lot of promise. There's some impressions the pockets are too small on the sides, but we'll see. And then a couple in 2026, a couple big kind of epic trips are going to be happening, which I didn't really do in 2025, just being at home with the new daughter and stuff like that. So,
are there any new products coming from Justin Outdoors?
I don't want to make any promises because like there's the age old advice of like just do it. Don't tell people that you're going to do it. So in this case, like there are 2 or 3 products that are in the works in different stages of development. Like one's like close, other than the Picolid. One's close, one's kind of like more medium term, and then one's like long term.
Okay, mum's the word, folks. He's not wanting to share, but it's coming out.
Yeah, and who knows if any of those will actually hit. Like with manufacturing and everything, you never really know. So
yeah, I've run into a lot of manufacturing problems with a lot of the things that I only have a prototype now of my multi-tool glove, and that's actually selling on eBay, so I don't even know that's going to, go into full production. So I get it. I'm with you.
Even the Oompa Loompas don't want to make it, Justin. Even the Oompa Loompas. They look at it, they're like, this is garbage, Carl.
I got a standing offer from Lloyd from Garage Grown Gear about the tent catheter, and the production's just stopped on that. So I'm with you. Like, I get you, man. We're like... we're on the same page. All right. Justin, man, it's been an honor and pleasure to hang out with you as always. So we'll have videos linked in our show description. If you're not on Justin's channel and you're buying gear, I think you're missing out because, like I said, he's the number one seed that we trust to recommend gear. And as I mentioned in this episode, I buy gear based on what he says. So, Justin, thanks so much for all you do for the backpacking community.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming on the show.
Nice to see you again, Jesse.
Yeah, it's great being here.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
All right, so that we're just kind of scratching the surface. You want to check out the other things Justin suggests. Check out his videos. You got those in the show description. The links in the show description. So, all right, what'd you think about that, Jesse?
Man, I love that. I love the best of those three categories is just so clear. It was interesting to me, Carl, that you actually bought something that he had recommended. How do you decide, based on recommendations from other people, what is the gear that you buy or don't buy?
Yeah, I'm not really good with this. I don't really trust a lot of people out there, like a lot of YouTubers out there. On our show, we've had people admit that they've tested gear in their living room, like truly, like, gear testers. They've done that. We've had recently on our show somebody say that they don't fully, like, you can't really fully test gear to the level that people want you to test it before releasing the review. So, which makes me wonder if I can really trust anybody at that point. So I'm super skeptical about people out there. And so I think that, I don't know, I think if you see somebody using something over a period of time, and if they recommend it like unprompted, like that's not even what this episode's about, but they bring it up, like that's a good sign that it's probably something that's reliable. Is that good criteria?
Well, that is pretty good criteria. So here's my question. I want to know, when you got this pillow, did you test it in your living room? Is that this pillow that I actually picked up based on your recommendations? Yes. Was that a living room test?
No, of course not. No, I don't know, and I don't even know if you can really like always trust our reviews, because like I'm not as meticulous as like Justin or probably even you in terms of reviewing things. Like I'm not looking at like the fibers and how they weave it together, and I don't know what else you guys research, but, the manufacturing plant and the reliability of that plant over in Vietnam or whatever. I'm not investigating all that stuff, whereas some people, it feels like, are. So I just tested it out on the trail, and that pillow I brought on multiple trips, and I love it, and it's coming on my next trip. That's why I always say, like, the best opinion or the best thing you can trust about what we're saying is, like, if we really like it, we're going to tell you we're bringing on our next trip.
Well, the real thing is, you didn't know how many Snicker bars your pillow weighed. That's what I want to know. Do you know how many Snicker bars this pillow weighed? Because when I got it, it is a behemoth, and you did not let me know how many Snicker bars it weighed.
Behemoth? I think I said, I told you it was a big pillow. I don't think I compared it to Snicker bars. All right, if I had to guess, I'm going to say 3 Snickers bars.
It is. So first of all, I was wrong in the interview. I said a Snicker bars was like 82 grams. I looked it up. It's actually 52 grams. So the pillow that Justin recommended is exactly 1 Snicker bar, and this thing is 5 Snicker bars. It is so huge. When it arrived in the mail and I opened it up because I got it for Christmas, I was like, this thing's massive. It's the size of my sleeping pad.
Right. Yeah, probably the weight too, right?
Yeah, like almost 260 grams.
I guess I would ask you, are you going to be complaining about it if you get a good night's sleep?
Yeah. No.
You got to decide for yourself which luxury items you're going to bring, what are you going to ditch. And so I think I'm going to bring that one, and then I've got, I'll probably bring like a luxury pad. Just I really like getting good sleep, and I think I can still keep my total pack weight under 20 pounds for upcoming trips.
The real villainous thing, and I realized you like played on my villainous weakness, because the real reason I have a pillow. I love my pillow. My old pillow was just great. But you said something. You said, whenever I pull this out, it makes everyone jealous. And right away I was like, oh, that's the pillow I need.
That was the weakness.
That was the weakness.
It's daunting for me, though, to know that I made a suggestion that you actually bought it. I'm like, dang, man, I hope that he likes it, because I don't take those things lightly, I guess, what I'm trying to say. And I guess Justin's used to that kind of stuff. But I will say this. Not everything has he suggested that I've purchased have I like ended up liking in the long term. So I've definitely made purchases based on what he said. But like one of the things he suggested, I think he put this out in multiple videos, was he's really big on the Decathlon down jacket, which is a nice, like cheaper down jacket option compared to, Mountain Hardwear or whatever. But I don't think it really did that great of a job in terms of like the warmth rating. And
interesting.
I've brought other mid layers that I feel like are just as warm that are not down jackets, and I think that they're competitive with weight. So Just like the Torrid from Enlightened Equipment, for example. I feel like that I'm actually warmer in that.
That's really interesting. I was literally just about to go and get the Decathlon jacket. I don't own one, but my current puffy jacket has holes and down fluffing out all over the place. So literally, it's like, I need a new down jacket. And right away, I thought of Justin and I thought of the Decathlon puffy. And so it's interesting to hear that you weren't super pleased on that. I'll have to do more research.
Yeah. Well, I'll just give you mine. I'll just send it up there.
No holes in it?
The one that I have. I don't have holes in mine.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know what you do with your gear.
No, I told
you
I'm not using it anymore. It's just sitting in a bin right now. It's just like, useless gear. So I'll send it up to you. I think it smells like campfire smoke. I don't know if you really want it, but...
Well, mind you, you don't wear deodorant, so I don't know if I want to wear that.
I wear deodorant on some trips, like on the Patreon trips, I wear deodorant, and just depends on who's going. If my wife's going, I do.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So... thanks to Justin for hopping on the show. We've got something new coming up here. Right now, I solicited folks all over the world about some of the issues they have out in the backcountry, and we have the Backpacking Magazine support line.
When you're having trouble on the trail, call the Backpacking Magazine support line.
All right, Jesse, this is the first time we're doing this. First question comes in from Glenn T. I think this is from, email. I think he emailed me this one. What is a good amount of miles to do per day backpacking?
Well, Glenn, it is called backpacking and blisters. And so the answer really comes down to your own personal feat. You have not stopped hiking for that day. You have not gone the distance. You have not travailed the mountains until you have at least 2 blisters. Not backpacking and blisters. So I want to see those blisters on your feet, which for some people, like Carl, is about 2 to 3 miles. And for you, might be 9, 10, 15. I don't know, but there needs to be 2 blisters on your feet.
Glenn, the real answer, I'm going to go with 10.
Thanks for calling the support line.
Okay, if you want to reach out to the Backpacking Magazine support line, feel free to reach out any which way: social media, email, text, phone call, voice message, whatever you want to do. So,
Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon. Yeah, definitely reach out to them for sure. The only tip that I have is you reached out to me after we had on John Mackey, and we were talking about like Strider and Lord of the Rings stuff, and I invited him on our Lord of the Rings trip, and he politely refused. And you had a Lord of the Rings clarification, is that right?
Yeah. I am also a huge Lord of the Rings fan. And one of the things that really irks me is a subtle difference that people get wrong about Aragorn is in the movies, he's this like reluctant king. Like, you know, he's not the king that everyone, and his name, and John Mackey's name was Strider. But in the books, you said that he's a reluctant king, but in the books, he's not a reluctant king. He like has this vision. He is like, I know my identity. I know who I'm going to be and what I need to do. And he is like aiming on that trajectory the entire book series. And I think that's just a really, like, I love the Peter Jackson movies. I love how they portrayed Aragorn, love Viggo Mortensen. But I think it's a really cool idea to show somebody who also knows their identity and yet is willing to be humble about it and then walk towards their destiny kind of thing. And so I think that's a pretty cool thing, and kind of a cool spiritual tone as like children of God, sons and men of God and women of God. It's like, hey, this is our identity, this is how we're acting, but we can be humble about it, but move forward. Anyways, that's just my tidbit.
And I've watched the movies a lot more than I've read the books, but I have read the books. I just don't remember. That was like a long time ago. So I'll defer to you on that one. And I don't know. Do you think when people are like making Lord of the Rings references, are they thinking more along the lines of the books than the movies?
No, they always think about the movies. But as a die-hard Tolkien fan, I'm always thinking about the books.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll give you a point on that one. I'm going to give you an A response to that one. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on to that. Hang on to that for a while, because it's not going to always be that good. So
an A, that's true. That's a pretty big deal, people. Wow.
All right. You got anything else?
I got nothing.
Okay. All right. And speaking of fancy things, remember when you're out hiking, if you see a group of expensive cows, you can just call them Cadillacs.
Oh.
Have a good weekend. God bless.
I want to fly around the world.
Jesse. This is Rocky. Great to hear you back on the B&B, my friend. It's been too long, like you said. I know you were quoting Barbossa right there. You weren't going with the Lord of the Rings character. That was definitely Barbossa. So that was funny right from the jump. Thanks. And then also, I just said funny. Remember our conversation? How it sounds lame to end words with E? It sounds, a little kiddish. And it's much better to end them with O or ish. So, on the episode that you first appeared on, I said one of the luxury items that I would bring would be a big, fat, juicy steak. And you were on the episode, and I got convicted because I said juicy. That just hurt me to say it again. I should have said, bring a big, fat, nice, juice-ish steak. Sounds much tougher. God bless you all, B&B, and thanks for all the prayers for Jennifer. Also, sorry for my voice. 3 days ago, I had a 105.7 degree temperature, and the Lord was good, man. He brought it down fairly quickly, and we're doing much better. Praise God.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.